Well, now the president may be changing the key words maybe. Join us from Washington, Senator Pat Toomey, Pennsylvania, who attended a meeting with President Obama late last night. So take me through this meeting. Who was there? When did you know about it? And what happened?
Well, I guess there were a dozen Republican senators. The plans just got finalized early yesterday or maybe late the day before. We went there. The president was there with his chief of staff.
Where were you?
We were at a hotel. I think it's the Jefferson Hotel in Washington. And, the president was very cordial. Everyone was cordial. We had a pretty candid conversation. Most of it was around fiscal issues. And the president listened to every one of the Republican senators, made several comments, and the president, he was engaged. He was certainly paying attention.
He was listening, and this is a departure. This hadn't happened for a long time, correct?
Nothing like this has ever happened since I've been in the Senate. And
can I, Senator, with all due respect, take credit for this? Since, we have been absolutely pounding on him this week, as you probably know, but I don't want to take credit for it. He bought, I understand. Did he buy all you guys dinner? Did he
well, it was either him or the taxpayer, but suffice it to say, I did not pick up the tab. I will admit that.
Who was there with the president?
On the president's side, the president had his chief of staff, and there was one other gentleman who was with the president, but I didn't know who he was.
Okay, so this is a good thing. We want the president to be seeking consensus and hearing from the opposing party. My theory this week, which is obviously blown up into a huge national story, is that the president has really not put forth any meaningful, specific, that's the key word, spending cuts. Is that your belief as well?
I think probably the best you could give the president credit for would be some proposals to curb the rate of growth of some programs, but they've been swamped
not a spending cut.
No, I hear you. I acknowledge that. And in any case, they've been swamped by the new spending increases.
Sure. So we're on track now, if you guys don't get it together, to be $20 trillion in debt by the time the president leaves office. And as you know, Ben Bernanke, the head of the Fed, is printing money at an unprecedented rate, which devalues all the money we already have.
Right.
And so I'm seeing here an ultra-serious situation that needs some urgency.
This is extremely dangerous, totally unprecedented in American history to be running massive deficits like this and to have the Fed monetizing it all, printing the money to pay for this. This has never ended well with other countries that have tried this, which is why I think we don't have much time to get on a sustainable course, which is a very different course.
Now, I have to tell you, you're almost like a psychiatrist. You're making me feel much better because I put my neck on the line this week by actually yelling at Alan Colmes and calling him a liar, which I shouldn't have done. I should have just said he was fibbing, because it is a vital issue that Americans don't seem to understand, or they're in denial about it. What do you think it is?
About the level of spending that's happening in Washington?
Look, Barack Obama's approval rating hovers around 50%, 48%. But you know and I know that the country's heading for, they call it a fiscal cliff, we're heading for a depression. A depression, if this doesn't stop.
Yeah, we absolutely have to get off the path that we're on. And I think one of the things that happened, I think the president miscalculated over the sequester and thought that because he was more popular than Republicans in Congress, he'd get in a fight with us, blame us, and he'd win and we'd cave. In fact, it turns out most Americans get the idea that this government can trim 1%, and it should be a piece of cake. Now, I'm not wild about every last detail in this, but we need the savings of this sequester. I think we're actually going to get them, and maybe the president's decided. Maybe the president's recognizing that and deciding he needs a different approach.
I think he's recognizing that public opinion is turning against him. That's what I think he's recognizing. The tide is turning against Barack Obama. Last word, Senator.
The public totally understands we need to get spending under control.
All right, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. We have a brand new BillO'Reilly.com poll question.